It's just a public service announcement.
I'm a little nervous for today's video. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe you can sense it, maybe you can feel it. But today is a very exciting video for me to film. So obviously today's video is gonna be a fall / maybe winter fragrance favorites video, but it also includes a very special, huge announcement. And that is, drum roll please. Can we get a drum roll? This is the announcement of my fragrance brand. That's right, I said brand. This is not just a collab. It is not like a one and done. This is my brand, okay? This is going to be a legit brand. I'm so freaking excited. So I wanted to kind of start the video off with this because not to be that person or do a shameless plug, but this is going to be a shameless plug because I want you to save your money and buy my fragrance, because we all know the world right now is a crazy place, and you know, economically not everyone can afford to buy everything. So I wanted to start off the video by saying, if you're gonna buy any fragrance that I talk about today, make it be mine. So it is not available for sale just yet, but I'm gonna put a link below for you guys to sign up so you don't miss anything. I know a lot of the times you don't get my notifications on Instagram or YouTube, so by signing up, you will make sure you do not miss this, and you don't wanna miss this. So yes, signups are below. We are going to be launching on November 10th. So allow me to introduce you to my brand, Letta. It just makes sense, right? My last name is pretty cool. It's not very common, and it looks chic as fuck on a package. Like, this is a package, and this is our debut fragrance. So this, I'll have to insert a prettier shot, but this is my fragrance brand. It's called Letta. Obviously, that is my last name, and it means a lot to me because I feel like fragrance really is part of who I am, and what better to incorporate who I am than use my last name. So this is our debut fragrance, going to be called 22 Orris. This scent I've been wearing nonstop, and there's absolutely nothing that I own that smells like this, which was my ultimate goal for my debut fragrance especially. I didn't want something that smells like something else. I wanted something completely original, completely unique, and we definitely achieved that. And to describe the scent, sorry, I'm getting out of breath, I'm so freaking excited. It is warm yet fresh, soft yet spicy, a little bit woody, a little bit creamy. It is so many things all in one, and I just cannot wait for you guys to smell it. So yeah, really quickly, I will go over the notes for you guys. For the top notes, we have pear leaf, pink pepper, and wild freesia. The middle notes are sheer jasmine, lily of the valley, and orris. And the base notes are sandalwood, marshmallow musk, and a touch of moss. So please, like I said, if you're thinking about buying anything from this video, let it be Letta 22 Orris, our first debut scent. Comes in this gorgeous packaging. We're also going to have a hand cream duo if you guys are interested in the gift set. It's going to be available on my website. I will have it all linked below for you guys. I'm so excited, so stay tuned. You do not want to miss this. You want to get your hands on this scent because, like I said, there's nothing out there that smells like this. Like, legit nothing. So I'm going to do a whole entire video dedicated to this fragrance once we release and launch because it deserves its whole entire video. But just know, it's worth it. Whew. So I'm glad I finally have announced that. I've hinted at it here and there. I've actually, I think, come out and said it, but not everyone got it. So I'm very, very excited. Now let's get into the rest of the fragrances I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because I need the energy boost. I'm also a little bit sick, so hopefully you guys can't tell. So to start it off, I think I'm going to talk about some returning favorites. I asked you guys in a past video, and you said you like to hear about the same ones over and over because then you know that I really, really love them. So that makes sense. So without further ado, let's kick it off with probably the most fall-y scent in this video. I don't wear this really outside of fall or winter because it's just so specific to that, and that is none other than Angel Share by Killian. I've been raving about this for the past few years. It's just absolutely fall in a bottle to me. I've described this over the years as a sexual Cinnabon, and I stand by that. It has this just boozy, cinnamon, yummy, kind of like vanilla, woody scent, and it just is the epitome of fall to me, that cinnamon. If you don't like cinnamon, please stay away from this because this is very heavy on the cinnamon. It is rather sweet as well, so if you don't like sweet cinnamon smells, stay away from Angel Share, but this is just forever going to be in my collection for sure. But that said, this is very specific to fall, and I don't really like this for daytime. This is more of like a nighttime scent for me because it is pretty strong and it can be very overpowering. You need like 1 to 2 sprays max, but it is absolutely just so perfect for fall. And really quickly to read you guys the notes of this, they are cognac, cinnamon, tonka bean, oak, praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. So next up, another repeat favorite we have, and I actually bought the candle of this recently and talked to you guys about that, but this is Replica's Jazz Club. This is a beautiful fall and winter scent in my opinion. I love this for a date night. This is very unisex. It's not very feminine at all, so just FYI, this would be great on a man if you're not into unisex smells. Get this for your man. It will smell chef's kiss on him. But yeah, this is a very much a tobacco jazz club scent. Like when I picture this, I picture a New York City jazz club or like a cigar bar, just like very dark, dimly lit, brown leather chairs everywhere, smoking cigars, you know, you're wearing a little black dress, and just that's what I think of when I smell this. Definitely has a boozy quality to it as well. And this is obviously the mini size. I have 2 of these. I have one that I keep in this room, and then I have one that I use for travel because I just love these little bottles. They're perfect for travel size. So I actually brought this with me when I went to New York City last. But anyways, the notes for this are pink pepper, neroli, lemon, rum, Java vetiver oil, clary sage, tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and styrax. So really, really great and amazing if you love a unisex smell. I know I say this every time, but everyone loves Replicas by the Fireplace. That is very like sweet and smoky to me. This doesn't really smell smoky. It smells like tobacco. So a little bit different. Well, a lot of it different actually. So next up, another repeat favorite. This is actually a very old scent. I want to say this came out in the 2000s, and I mentioned this in a video in the past, but this actually I feel like could be like the feminine version of Replica's Jazz Club. So they actually just redid the packaging of this, so if you see this on the website, it's going to look completely different. I also lost the cap of this because that's just what I do, but this is Givenchy's Haute Couture, the Eau de Toilette version. So just looks like this. Like I said, on the website, it's not going to look like this anymore, which kind of makes me sad, but whatever. I first smelled this when I was in high school, and it definitely kind of gives you that early 2000s feel. So if you're like a millennial like I am, I think this might smell familiar to you, but this is kind of like if Jazz Club could be feminine, it would be this. So this has some fruity notes in the beginning. I think it's like raspberry or strawberry or something like that. It has kind of like this sweet berry note. And then it has this kind of almost touch of ashtray in there. And so every time I smell this, this reminds me of high school, A, because it came out during that era, but B, it just kind of almost reminds me of, you know, that cool girl in high school who probably smoked cigs and she wore a beautiful perfume over top, and it kind of just all smells like that. And I know that sounds kind of off-putting when I say ashtray covered up by, you know, like fruity smells, but it works. It really does work. And the fact that this is still on the market and, you know, they've repackaged it says a lot about the scent, because a lot of scents that came out during that time just got discontinued and you can't get them anywhere. But this is just, there's something about it. There's also vetiver in here, amber. It has like a nice like musk quality to it as well, but I get a lot of the fruitiness, I get the amber, and I get this kind of smoky vibe. And I think that might be from the vetiver, But this scent is just so good, and it's very unique. There aren't a lot of fragrances out there that smell like this. I think when I talked about this last, I said if this could be a person, this would be Megan Fox, like in Jennifer's Body, or like Nicole Richie during early 2000s. If you get that vibe, that's like what this is. Or Kristen from Laguna Beach. All those people, like kind of that like little bit edgy bad girl vibe, but still like she's hot. You want to be her, you want to borrow her lip gloss. And so the notes for this are bergamot, Amalfi lemon, raspberry, spices, big strawberry, magnolia, rose, tuberose, vetiver, amber, and musk. Then I wanted to mention an OG favorite and probably one of the most purchased from you guys based on my recommendation over the years. I've been talking about this for probably 5 or 6 years, like whenever it came out. But this is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. This is the original. I've tried the flankers. I just think the OG is the best. That's just kind of how I feel about a lot of things. Like the sequels and the flankers, they're never as good as the original. So this is just a classic for fall and winter. I don't wear this any other time of the year because it is a little bit heavy. But this is just a very sexy scent. It's kind of white floral, but with a lot of like warmth and depth to it. There's 7 million notes in here, and they all kind of work together to create like a sex bomb type of scent. I don't know. I always thought this kind of smelled like a woman's version of Armani Code for men, but not Armani Code for women, because that smells nothing like Armani Code for men. I don't know. It's very hard to describe. I think there's some almond in there as well. Tonka bean, I think. It's just, I don't know. If you've ever smelled this, you know what I mean. It's a very sexy scent and perfect for the fall and winter. Perfect for like sweater weather. I just pictured this and like maybe just like a sweater dress, like a sexy sweater dress. If this could be an article of clothing, it wouldn't be a shoe. It would be a sexy sweater dress, okay? And the notes for this, the list is very long, but they are almond, coffee, bergamot, lemon, tuberose, jasmine, orange blossom, orris, Bulgarian rose, tonka bean, cacao, vanilla, praline, sandalwood, musk, amber, cashmere wood, cinnamon, patchouli, and cedar. Now let's move on. This one is a new one for this year to me, but I did mention this in my September favorites. So this is a new release from the brand Chaoli. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this brand. It's available at Sephora. And this is their newest one. It's called Love Fest Burning Cherry 48. So this one, I heard was supposed to be like their version of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And when I spoke about this in my last video, I hadn't tried Tom Ford's Lost Cherry yet. So in between then and now, I tried that scent. I bought it and I wish that I could return it because I don't like it. It is so just kind of headache-inducing cherry chapstick to me, and I just don't love it. So I'm happy to say that I like this version way better. It is very different and is much more affordable. So this scent is cherry. It definitely has cherry vibes for sure, but it also has a lot of woody notes as well. I believe there's sandalwood in here and Palo Santo. So it has this kind of woody, smoky, like subtle smoky depth to it. And it is so nice. I think there's like a touch of patchouli in here as well. It's just so much more well-rounded and balanced, in my opinion, than Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, which is just like straight up sickening cherry to me. So if you're into cherry scents, I think you will really like it. It kind of gives me a Dr. Pepper or Cherry Coke vibe, but with so much more depth and interestingness. Like, it's just a very nice scent. I know a lot of people complain about longevity for this, but I don't have an issue with that at all. I spray this and I smell it all day long, so I think it might just come down to skin chemistry, but I absolutely love this scent. So it has burning cherry, raspberry, bergamot, praline, heliotrope, damask rose, jasmine sambac, palo santo, tonka bean, gaiac wood, ambretolide, Peru balsam, Haitian vetiver, and patchouli. So a lot of notes going on there, but I would overall describe this as a woody, sweet cherry scent. So next up, I wanted to talk about another new release that came out this year, and this one is definitely a lot more floral. So I wanted to mention something that was a little bit different than the others here. The others, a lot of them could be very unisex. This is definitely a feminine scent. So this is a new release from Prada. This is their Paradox scent. So I absolutely love this packaging. It's a take on their Prada logo. I just love that. And so when I first smelled this, I was like, oh, it's, you know, it smells like a lot of other things, which it does. But I have discovered that this kind of reminds me of YSL Libre. And for whatever reason, that scent to me, I used to love it. All of a sudden one day I was like, this scent I can't stand. It's very cloying. It's giving me a headache. I felt like I couldn't breathe when I wore it, which was weird because I always loved that scent. So this actually reminds me a lot of that. It has like those white florals, but the dry down of this is really nice. It has a nice vanilla dry down, and it's floral without being too floral. So I would compare this to YSL Libre. I would compare this a little bit to Armani My Way, just kind of like a warm, rich floral scent. And so the notes for this are pear, tangerine, bergamot, orange blossom, jasmine, sambac, neroli, neroli essence, bourbon vanilla, white musk, amber, and benzoin. So yeah, I think the base notes are really what make this scent, because you have the vanilla, you have musk, amber, and benzoin. So those base notes really just ground all of the florals and make them a lot more wearable. So when this dries down, you get a lot of that and just a touch of the white florals on top. But when you first smell it, I would say the first like half hour or so, you get a lot of the white florals. But I think the base is what really makes this and what makes me reach for this over a Libre or a Armani My Way. Then I have a few I wanted to mention that are newer to my collection. So first is a bougie one. And I wasn't sure what fragrance I wanted to get from this brand, but something about this smell I just thought was really perfect for fall and winter. So this is from Celine, which she's bougie. Her bottle is stunning. But this is called Dans Paris. So this smell is a powdery vanilla. So if you like a scent like, what's it called? What is it called? Why am I blanking? It's Dior in the tall bottle. Dior Addict? Is that what I'm thinking of? I think that's what I'm thinking of in the dark blue bottle. This kind of reminds me of that. It's a powdery vanilla, but the vanilla isn't too gourmand. It's kind of almost like a greenish vanilla. It's really nice. I will say that, especially in the beginning, when you spray this, you kind of get a subtle Play-Doh vibe. I think there's like an almond or like a cherry note in here that gives you that, but that does go away after a little while, and you're just left with a really like airy vanilla almond smell. So if you like vanilla almond smells, I think you would really like this. It's just very light, powdery, almost a little bit like cosmetic smelling, like a fancy cosmetic. But I think it's very wearable, and I don't know what it is about this, but in some way, this reminds me of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, which I have talked about in the past, but it did not make it into this video, just because sometimes that was just a little bit too heavy and thick, and almost sometimes a little bit masculine for me. So this reminds me of that. I don't even think it has the same notes, but it definitely has a vanilla note in here that is like powdery and warm and sweet, but it also has a touch of greenness and almond thrown in there. And so the notes for this are vanilla, laurel blossom, musk, bergamot, and coriander. So next up, we have a newer one to my collection, not new to the market, but this is from Maison Francis Kirk de Jean, and it is not Baccarat Rouge. I don't like that smell. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. I don't get it. It just smells like burnt sugar plastic to me. That's all I get. I have Gentle Fluidity Gold, and I liked that for a while, but then for some reason it came off as cloying and like too like berry to me. So I discovered a different one from his brand that I've been loving, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful amber vanilla musky scent. So this is called Grand Soir, and this is definitely a unisex scent, and this is like a heavy hitter. I was reading the reviews of this, and I know a lot of people said that like it didn't last or like you could barely smell it. I'm like, I don't understand, because this is like intense for me, and I can smell it all day. So you have to like amber a lot because this is heavy on the amber. But if you do like amber, you just have to buy this because it is just amber vanilla in a bottle. It's not extremely complex. It's mainly those two notes to my nose, but they're just blended so well and it's such high quality, which it should be for the price tag of this. But it's not like anything earth-shattering, groundbreaking, unless you love a good amber vanilla. I'll read you the actual note breakdown, which is amber, Siam benzoin, vanilla, tonka bean, Spanish labdanum, I can never say that word, and lavender. So again, if you're into amber vanilla, 100% try this. And then the last scent that I wanted to mention to you guys today is from the brand BDK. This is my second fragrance that I've purchased from this brand, and this is called Gris Charnel. This is another one that's very much unisex. This is a dark, deep type of smell, and when I saw the notes, I knew that I would like this. Let's see, there's cardamom in there, there's fig, there's tea, I think sandalwood. It has a lot of notes that I know that I like. And so this is just very much a spicy, dark tea, figgy sandalwood. Like all the notes I just said is pretty much what it smells like. You have to definitely like sandalwood because I get a heavy dose of that in here, but it is very nice. If you want something that's a little bit different, not your average like yummy vanilla fall smell, this is really nice. They also have an extrait version, which I tried a sample of. I didn't love that one so much. I thought this one was a little bit more feminine in my opinion, but yeah, you definitely get like a spicy tea with sandalwood and fig. Like that's how I describe this. So it's different and I really like this. This is a really popular one. I see people rave about this on YouTube all the time. So I wanted to mention this to you guys and give you my thoughts because you guys have been recommending me to try this over the years because those are all notes that I like. So I'm happy to say that I love this. But it definitely is unisex. If you're looking for something feminine, no, she's not it. But the notes of this are cardamom, fig, black tea, iris, bourbon vetiver, sandalwood, and tonka bean. So all of these that I mentioned to you guys today, perfect for cold weather months. We get a lot of those here in upstate New York. It's pretty much cold here from October till like April. So all of these get a lot of wear in the rotation. And yeah, hopefully something in this video sounded appealing to you. Hopefully it was Letta because yeah, this is unlike any of the others that I talked about here today. It's so unique. It's just very hard to describe. But I've been wearing it nonstop this fall. I've been wearing it summer. I've been wearing it all the time just because it is my scent and I love it. And it just, I love smelling it the next day on like a hoodie or a sweatshirt that I was wearing. I put it on. I'm like, oh, it's nice. And you know what I also did is I sprayed it on the seatbelt in my car. So every time I put my seatbelt on, I'm like, oh, there it is. It just smells like me and I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that I basically took it over with my fragrance announcement, but I had to throw it in here and I wanted to give you guys a little heads up before we actually launch. So again, make sure you sign up. I will have the link below where you can enter your information so you don't miss it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys next time.